Hey, what's up? It's me, Ace. I know it's been a while since I did my last video, but I've been going through some shit that none of you should care about. Um, I have a couple perspectives. Why care about them or not? The internet cares about what everybody says now because opinions are overvalued in my opinion. um, Jon Stewart. There's been buzz about, oh, Jon Stewart should run for president. He should campaign as a politician. He should fix this country for us. Because, well, let's face it, we're the people that broke it, so we should fix it. Not wholeheartedly broke it. The politicians played a much bigger role, but at the end of the day, we, the people, kind of just let it get broken, and then we expect like other people to fucking pick up our mess. Anyways, back to the point. Jon Stewart running as a politician. Um, my original idea on that was that there's a yes and no answer to Jon Stewart running for any kind of political office. Everybody says president. Um, my original idea was that you could argue yes, he should run because he's very charismatic, he makes people laugh, he puts people's mind at ease, he can challenge both sides, he will hold the establishment accountable and stuff. um that's like the easy answer, right? That's the answer that everybody wants it to be. There's also the no answer. Maybe the no answer would be like, well, no, because as a politician, you get tied up in bureaucracy. You have to attend. You get lost in all the meetings and all the briefings and all the fucking bullshit that White House will slap you with. That for you to fix and keep you occupied while they do whatever they want. Um, that was my original position, was that there's a yes or no to it. I'm kind of leaning more towards no at this point, mostly because I'm adding a little text to the no where you can argue that as a politician, you get less accomplished, because you have to get, support, and you have to bribe people basically in order to get anything accomplished in this country. The most famous left wing argument is use the carrot and stick approach. I hate that it has to do that. I hate that in order to get anything accomplished in this country, we have to blackmail each other in order to fucking do shit. And I feel like that type of corruption would uh, create a nihilistic Jon Stewart, and I would hate to see that happen. Uh, there's also the problem with electing people purely out of spite, right? That's what we've had for a long time, is just anybody that blows a light breeze of hope in our direction, we immediately are like, yes, they're going to be the ones that fix it. They're funny. I like what they do on the TV show. Oh, they said something that makes me jerk myself off to. Oh man, they passed a bill that, helps out like four people. It's very easy to elect somebody like that because we've been sitting in bullshit for so long, and then here comes somebody that says, I got a spoon, I'll start to dig you out. And and I feel like when it comes to the position of Jon Stewart, uh you can't he doesn't want to be somebody elected out of spite, right? Because that's how we get people like Trump, a fucking ridiculous demagogue. And then we also get, I mean, I know it might be a little controversial, but we also get people like Obama, right? Obama was literally just like the token president for the minority people. He was never interested in actually changing this country. He was just another establishment Democrat. I've heard him compared to like a Bill Clinton 2.0. He was just somebody that was put into office so that America could reframe itself as, see, we're not racist. We got the black president. It's a very neo-lib position. Um, that's how we got to where we are now. Um, I mean, to be fair, before Obama, we had Bush. and we all remember what a fucking nightmare he was. So, I mean, it makes sense to make Obama president, but, like, he was never going to actually do anything. I mean, what did he do while he was in office? He didn't even advocate for any police reform or reparations for the black community or anything. He just bailed out Wall Street and did the drone strike shit, like he just, again, like I said, he was another establishment hack. So, like, we should really, really stop electing people out of spite. And I feel like that's what Jon Stewart is noticing too. He was like, I don't want to be elected because I feel like people are only wanting me to run because I'm a comedian, because I make people laugh. And because, I'm able to challenge authority. We are all capable of doing that. But for some reason, it's not for some reason. We all know the real reason. We've sacrificed our voices for, we sacrificed our voice for social media, right? The algorithm that tells us, that you can say whatever you want. But then, like, they censor certain opinions and the algorithm changes based on what you like. I don't know. There's almost no activism now when it comes to like social media. Like, I know it sounds like boomer talk, but there is an element of truth in it to where if you're somebody who's an activist, right? An activist now is somebody that posts shit online, and that type of mentality is what makes activism so fucking annoying now. Like, that's why I have a huge respect to Aaron Bushnell, Burnshell, the guy that lit himself on fire for Palestine, right? To me, while it was extremely drastic, is activism. That's how you get people to talk and be like, holy shit, this guy lit himself on fire. Why? Why did he do that for? Oh, is it because it was because of the Palestine thing? Oh man, the Palestinians, they're suffering so much, and that's how you get that's how activism works. You challenge, the mainstream perspective. Which is why I like the Palestinian college protests. They sit in tents, they allow themselves to get harassed and beaten by police, and they're also smart enough not to, feed into narcissistic assholes that go up to them with cameras and shit and be like, hey guys, what is your perspective on Israel and the Palestine conflict? They know better than to not feed into that bullshit because they're basically feeding a narcissist. That's what all these, fucking podcasters and shit do now is they're narcissists that feed off of reaction, right? What was my original point again? Jon Stewart, hates the idea of being elected out of spite. Like I said, this is just an opinion. You know, it turned more into a ramble than an opinion, but whatever. I'm high strung, and I like to get it all out at once so that I'm not, confused for something else. This isn't like a leftist position or a Republican. It's not really a political position. It's more of like, why Jon Stewart doesn't run for office. And it goes back into like, how politics works, right? Or at least, when it comes to the public about how public politics works, they'll, anybody that throws them some breadcrumbs, they're like, let's elect that person president. And it sucks because that's how, again, that's how we got Trump. Trump was a guy who was charismatic, he was on TV, he was a recognized brand, and that's how we got elected. And it's so frustrating to see all these MAGA chuds go around and be like, oh no, he did change the country. He, passed, bills and stuff that helped the people out. It's like, really? Name one. I mean, he did pass bills. I won't deny that. And sure, yeah, he helped, get us kind of out of Afghanistan. And it's like, well, why did he want to get us out of Afghanistan? Is it because it would help him get ammunition in his pocket to get elected again? Let's face it, I seriously doubt Trump pulled troops out of Afghanistan because he was really concerned about conflict in the Middle East. I seriously doubt that was the reason why he pulled us out. Trump, first and foremost, is a businessman. Damn it, what was I talking about again? Right, yeah, I keep rambling. I'm very prone to, like, wormhole logic. Uh, because it's very frustrating that we have so many issues going on in this country that there's no focus, right? Which is why we elect, our like social conduits, right? Because we feel like those people can help, you know, narrow our vision and change this country for the better. And that's what Jon Stewart is to the left, and that's what Donald Trump is to the right. And I can't imagine anybody seeing Joe Biden as somebody that can focus this country, because he can't even focus even when he's on Adderall. Um, like, how do the Democrats think that Joe Biden is somebody who's a leader? Like, where the fuck did he come from? Oh, he's for social issues. Yeah, on paper, sure, whatever. Again, wormhole. Um, Jon Stewart. Uh, I'm not going to say whether or not he should run for president, because while I do personally think he shouldn't, because he can, with his celebrity status, he can get more accomplished as a civilian. He can, like, unite people better. He can, bring on people onto his TV show and challenge perspectives and stuff. Um, but if he becomes a politician, he just gets tied down with bureaucracy, and you won't get anything accomplished tied with bureaucracy. And at the end of the day, I guess what I'm saying is that if we want this country to change, we have to change our communities. Change happens from the bottom up, right? And now I'm not saying like the poors are the problem, by far from it. If anything, they're just, unfortunate results of what happens when, companies take charge of the country, when money is incentivized over human rights. And so social organization and political and community movements should happen in order to change things. And I mean, hell, maybe we can do like another March on Washington thing. That would be cool. Uh, I feel like the biggest flaw, because as a leftist, I recognize, what the flaw with the left is that with the left, there is no, like, leadership, right? Which gives, the right a huge advantage over the country, because they're very hive minded. They're highly collectivistic. They all think alike. They're very tribal in that, which is why it sucks, because they can easily accomplish things by throwing a few buzzwords their way. Oh, I'm a Christian. Oh, I'm a traditional family person. Oh, I'm against abortion. Blah 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 blah. um I'm with the left. It's very anarchic. Everybody's got all these different ideas about how we should fix the country, and their position is the most correct and all this shit. At the end of the day, I think we should set all petty disagreements aside and find out what we can accomplish, and work together, even if it's like, working with people that we disagree with. Because at the end of the day, aren't we supposed to be like the United States, not like just the states that, fucking sell their opinions and shit for money? I don't know. Again, rambling. Ha, man, I need to smoke a joint or something. Um, the thought is there, right? Like, an intelligent person can figure out what I'm talking about. Whenever it comes to an opinion for someone like me, I have no foundation, right? I don't have any structure, to to put it out there. But like, the ideas are all there, So do with them what you will. Um, Jon Stewart running as a politician would probably be, mostly a bad idea, but I can see how it could be a good idea. I don't know. If he runs, yeah, absolutely, he has my vote. Because maybe he'll, use his charisma to, like, change minds and stuff on the Hill. But I feel like when you want to change, a country, you got to start with its people first. And I'm not saying, that people are a problem. Um, or not the problem, but a problem. You know, everybody's too focused on like yelling and screaming at each other, you know, on like who's most correct and shit. And I feel like Jon Stewart can be like the voice that kind of, you know, unites us and figure and you know to unites us to figure out how we can address these problems from a informed perspective, not just a perspective, but an informed one. I guess is what I the end of how we change things. You know, because opinions are nothing. You know, they're just opinions. They can be right or wrong, but at the end of the day, if they're not informed, then you sound like an asshole. Okay, my anxiety is all spent. Agree with me or disagree, I don't care. Go away. Bye.